Okay, super. Hello and welcome to Lulu's Way Healthy Food, Healthy Life. My name is Nicole and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your co-host this evening. To keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance please mute yourselves unless you're speaking. We also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you are doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional with any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way. Our meeting format involves rotating through a series of important topics focusing on the needs and interests of our members. These topics include food preparation, motivation, meal ideas, traveling, socializing, challenges, non-scale victories, maintenance, and general Q&A. We will fully explore one topic before moving on to the next, continuing this rotation until the meeting concludes. The following week, we'll resume with the topic where we left off. So tonight, we're kind of having a special session before we resume with traveling, which is next on our rotation, and talk about no more excuses, oh, the lies we tell ourselves. So It's been a while since we brought that one up, and we just thought it might be a good time to just revisit it.
It is a very good time. But before we do that, was there anybody that was looking forward to tonight's topic being traveling because you had an issue? You're traveling and there's something that you're projecting that might be difficult, and that you were looking forward to that being the topic tonight. Sue? Yeah?
Seattle Sue? Mm-hmm.
You have something that you wanted to talk about traveling that can't wait till next week?
Or we might get through both of them. I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just looking forward to the discussion on traveling. As you know, every time you travel, you always run into kind of difficulties and.
Oh yeah. No, we'll pick up with that next week. But we were going to kind of interrupt our regular programming for a little refresher on the lies we tell ourselves, especially for the people that are newer here or the people that are struggling. But I just was wondering if somebody was like, oh, I'm grateful that tonight it's about traveling because I'm going on a trip in 2 days, and I was hoping to talk about it. Anybody? Gail? You got something that can't wait till next week? All right, let's talk about that.
Okay, I'm leaving Tuesday to go out of town. I will be on the Zoom call next week. I don't know that I'll be able to stay on the whole day because I do have a meeting that night that I have to be at. So anyhow, what I'm planning to do, and I just need your input real quick on it, is I got a hotel. And because what has happened is I'm graduating from college and I have to go to my main campus.
Well,
and
good
so,
for you, Gail.
Yeah, this is a big thing for me because I've never had a degree, and this is my first time to have one. So
I love it.
It's a big accomplishment for me. And then it's also, there's going to be a meeting going on that I've gone to for the last 20 years. And so I got a hotel, and I have my plans are to bring plenty of salads for lunches and things that I can quickly cook. I'm not going out to eat with anyone. My daughter and her husband are coming over on Sunday for my not this Sunday, but the following, for my graduation. And they want to take me out to dinner. And I haven't been eating out since I started back on this. So is there any suggestion of what I can do? Because all my other meals are going to be taken care of cooking in the hotel.
Well, they want to take you out to dinner, probably to celebrate and for a gift for you. But maybe you could let them know that really wouldn't be a gift, and that you'd like to really just enjoy dinner with them. Maybe they could You could have your dinner and maybe they could get some takeout or something and you could have it together. Just
Yeah,
tell
that
them,
could work.
you just say like, I have goals and I'm working on them and I'm committed. Do they have a restaurant picked out?
Not that I know of.
Yeah. Maybe you could say to her, is this like out of town? Like, are you flying or are you driving?
I'm driving.
Oh.
It's 4 hours from
okay.
Tulsa. It's in Branson, so
Okay.
there's tons of restaurants there.
Yeah. Does she want you to pick the restaurant?
I can. She won't care.
Oh, well then pick the restaurant. Get online, look at all the restaurants in that area, and look at the menus. All the menus are online, and you find one that can just be like, if you're looking for a chicken dish, say, like you want to find just like something plain and grilled chicken. And if you have any questions about it, just call the restaurant, because I've done that plenty of times. You just call the restaurant and you just say, I have a couple of questions for the chef. And just say, when you grill that chicken, you don't put any kind of sugary marinades on it or anything, because it's very important that I eat plain, and it's very important that I get a lot of veggies. When you go on the menus online, you want to go to the sides, right?
No.
And you'll see, steamed broccoli. And if you get a side of steamed broccoli, it's going to be like this much you can hold in your hand, right? You're going to probably want 4 orders of that. To go with a salad, because a salad would never be a 16-ounce salad. So if you got the salad that came with the meal, and you got a few sides of veggies, and also ask about those. Are they in sauces? Are they in oils and stuff? Like, you want your oil and vinegar on the side. Every restaurant has the oil and vinegar cruettes.
Okay.
And then a baked potato, just plain. And if you don't feel comfortable weighing it there, I think, if they could bring you a baked potato this big, you're probably going to eat a quarter of it.
Yeah, I can't eat that much of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right, I appreciate your help on that.
All right, was that helpful?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Okay, and if you have any other questions, just email me about that,
Okay.
But I'm going to say, pick out that restaurant by looking at all the menus online and find, and if you have any questions, just call them, because a lot of people have special diets, and people call because it's a matter of life and death. I need to know if your stuffed mushrooms have nuts in it. By any chance, does the stuffing have nuts in it? Because if it does, I'm going to die at your table. That kind of a thing. And in my opinion, if I don't get exactly what I need, I'm going to die. It might be like an emotional mental death, but it's not going to be good. I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to go there and eat anything that's got sauces on it because, they don't have anything plain. Well, just keep calling until you find somebody that has exactly what you want, and then you know what you're going to get,
I'll do that.
Good, Gail. I'm so grateful that you asked that question, that it matters to you, that you're not looking for an excuse to like, I have to do it. I have to just do this. You're going to take your salads to the restaurant, to the hotel, and do you know they have a refrigerator in the room there?
Oh yeah, they have a refrigerator and a microwave.
Oh, good.
But I have all my camping cookware that I can put into, because I have the Hot Logic and all of that.
Yeah.
So,
and you're driving, so you can take all this stuff with you. It's not like you're flying.
Right.
Yeah. Good. You have a plan. And how long will you be gone? How many days will you be gone?
Let's see. I leave on Tuesday, and I won't be back until the following Tuesday.
Oh, so you're gone a week. So there'll be grocery stores around there too if you run low on stuff?
Oh yeah, they have Aldi's, they have Sam's, they have all that.
Good.
Well, they don't have where's the one you always go to?
Whole Foods?
Whole Foods. Yeah.
Well, good. You have an action plan, which is a good thing, Gail.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that list. So many years ago, I came across this list, and it's the lies we tell ourselves. And it's like, trust me, you've probably said every one of these things to yourself before. And we're just going to revisit it. We're going to revisit it today so that we can just kind of go over this and we can talk about it, you know? So there's a few pages. I'll read the first page, and then you're sick of my voice, Nicole, you can read a page. And then maybe somebody else can read the third page. Okay, so I don't want to. It's not fair. They can eat it and I can't. I can eat it and just not tell anyone. I only had a couple of days. I'm starting over is no big deal. I'll start tomorrow or Monday or the first of the month or the first of the year. I'm not eating sugar or flour, so what's the big deal? I'm still doing good. My metabolism slowed down. It's not that I'm eating too much. Fuck it. I don't need to weigh and measure. I can eyeball it. I don't want to annoy or be an annoyance by asking the waitress so many questions. Didn't we just say that? Talking about calling restaurants. I'm entitled. I just need something to take the edge off. It's just a little bite. It's just one bite. I'll walk it off. I need a little pick-me-up for my brain. There's no other options. I can only get this food item at this time of year. They made it especially for me. I'm not going to insult them by refusing. It's sugar-free and gluten-free. I'm not as bad as I used to be, so a little won't hurt. I'm not sure. It's probably fine. Example, sauces, like we just talked about at the restaurants. The sauces are not fine, okay? There's only a little left anyway, not enough to leave for another meal, just this one time. That's like, one extra green bean. Nope, it ain't happening. One bite won't hurt me. Oh, yes, it will. I just want it. I can have an extra 1/10 of an ounce. It's the holidays. It's not flour or sugar. Other people are doing it. I'm so hungry. I need the comfort. I need to manage the pain. I haven't had it in a long time. I messed up. I might as well have it all. This doesn't have sugar. No one will see me. Want to read the next one, Nicole?
Sure. No one loves me. I'm bored. No one will care. I deserve this treat. I've had a hard day, week, month, year. Everybody does it. It won't matter. It won't hurt. It will feel comforting to have that first bite. I already screwed up. What's another day? I'm going to fail anyway, so just eat it now and enjoy it. I need the food to stay awake for this project. Just finish it. I already had sugar, so go for what you really like. A little change in my plan is not a big deal. I'm alone now. No one will know. I already bought it, so don't waste it. Somebody worked hard making this. Don't waste this. I won't buy it again, but I need to finish it. If I throw it away, I know I'm going to buy it again. Just eat it now. Everyone in my family is fat. It's a genetic problem. Italians are meant to be voluptuous. I will hurt my mom, sister, hostess's feelings. What does full have to do with it? It's healthy food. I can't afford healthy food. I have rights. I have a right to eat this. I'm tired. It's only food. I'm worth it. It was on sale. It's free food. It's no big deal. It won't kill me. I can handle this once a little bit. I've been exercising. I've earned this. I need this. It's only food. I paid for the buffet. This time will be different. Just a little bit won't hurt. It's a holiday. It will make me feel better. I'm not as big as I used to be. I don't binge the way I used to. Why am I the only one who can't eat it? No one is interested in me, so it doesn't matter. I waited too long to eat. I just can't do this food plan thing.
Does somebody else want to unmute and read the last page?
I can do it.
Thanks, Stacy.
That's all that is in the refrigerator. Everyone else is eating it. I'll stand out. At least it's not booze, drugs, cigarettes, etc. What the use? I can't stand looking at it anymore. It will make me feel better. It's food that's on my food plan. It tastes so good. I'm too tired. Fast food takeout is easier. I'm just buying it for my family. I'm tired of the food on this food plan. It's okay. I didn't gain it overnight. I'll eat it in the store. I won't take it home. My clothes don't feel tight anymore. I need to get enough. It's easier for everyone if I don't ask for what I need. I skipped a meal, so it's okay. I've never had this kind of food before. I can handle it now. I've learned a lot. I have to eat, just don't eat so much of it. Don't be so hard on yourself. I'm not going to beat myself up. It's only food. It's nobody's business what I eat. Lulu has brainwashed me. There's nothing wrong with me. Normal eaters eat this way. Why can't I? You can handle this. You don't need Lulu's group. Food will make it better. Food is my only friend. If I could just find the right food plan. I'm at a normal weight, so it's okay.
Thanks, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Well, how many bells were going off? Yeah. The few that really kind of stood out to me that I'd like to talk about a little bit tonight, the ones that resonated with me, and then everybody can kind of raise your hand and let's talk about the ones that resonated with you. But the free food thing, I remember when I worked, when there was free food, there was always like leftover food from like a conference, and they have all these like fancy foods, and it's like everybody, there's food in the lounge, you know. Everybody would run down all this like fancy stuff left over from these like la-di-da conferences, you know. And I discovered that no food is free. It's not free. You know, maybe I didn't pay any money with it, but I paid some heart from my heart with it, because it would just derail me and bring me to a miserable place. And that's costly. That's expensive. That's more than money, in my opinion. So once I let go of that free food thing, I felt a relief that I just never had to tell myself that lie anymore. That like it's free, like you just gotta eat it because it's free, you know. Another one was that eating healthy is expensive. You know, good quality food costs money. Junk costs money too. And you can get by the grocery store a lot cheaper by getting a bunch of ramen noodles and loaves of bread and stuff. But the money that you spend if you're eating like that, you're likely going to takeout and restaurants and convenience store junk food and all that stuff. And if you take all that money and the money that you spend in the grocery store, which happens to be less than what you spend on a whole cart full of healthy food for a week, of course it's going to be less, right? But when you take that combined with maybe all the bottles of wine you might be buying, all the takeout restaurants, convenience store stuff, drive-thrus, trust me, it's cheaper. And it's cheaper to eat. In my opinion, it's less expensive to eat healthy, because it costs. When I look at to me, like, there's not much I want in life. It's not like I'm out buying all these big expensive things and stuff like that, but I don't skimp on my food at all. And if I want a $30 steak, I'm going to get it, and it's going to be 4 meals for me. How many people go out to eat and they spend $50 on one meal or $30 on one meal, and it's not serving me well, because it's I'm looking for more for my money, and and like I'm going to get dessert, and then I'm feeling awful when I'm through with my steak 4 times. That's why I don't think a $30 steak is a lot of money, because if I was sitting down eating a $30 steak, that's one thing, but it's like 4 meals, and then I'm like, I'm worth it. I'm worth getting it, and I just don't think that the money is the expense of healthy food is a reason to not be on it, because if you're out buying a bunch of healthy food, this is what I used to do, go out and buy a bunch of healthy food, right? And then keep going out to eat and go in the convenience store and having the free food at the office, and then all that healthy food ends up in the trash at the end of the week because it's all rotten. How many of us have done that? Throwing away rotten food, So another thing was standing out, worried about standing out and being different than everybody else. I'm grateful to be different, because I don't want to be doing that anymore with everybody else. I just, and it's like, you get to do it and I don't have an opinion of you. Like, go for it. That's the way you want to live. That's the way. And I just show up just very firm in my own decisions. And I feel really comfortable with it. And if anybody, I always say it, if anyone looks at me or says anything about how strange I am, I will agree. Because I know that it's odd. I know that it's different. And it just doesn't matter. There's a lot of things I could be that I could be different than other people. A lot of things I could be. But I'll take this. I was a lot different than everybody when I would be eating, 3 times as much as everybody else, or drinking more than anybody else, Didn't seem to worry about that, did I? I stood out. Let me tell you, I stood out. Another thing was like feeling tired of the food. I don't know if anybody's feeling that, but like, I don't know. I just never get tired of this food. It's just always so delicious, because the only time you feel tired of it, I think, is when you've got your eye on this, or your mind on all the stuff you're not having. And it makes what you're having not good enough, because you're eating this steamed plain broccoli and you're thinking about, French fries. And you're going to be always coming out thinking that it's about, when you get your mind off of the fry. I wouldn't put a French fry in my body. That's why this broccoli is so delicious, and I can have the same things over and over. I mean, I do have a lot of variety, but I do, most of my grocery shopping is all the same things, because I love that salad I have once a day. It's always kind of basically the same. And it's just, every time I sit down to it, it's like the first time I had it. It's just delicious. And I love every bite of it. And I think it's because I'm not thinking about what Luann's having. Like, I don't want what she's having. If I wanted what she was having, I'm like, this damn salad again, that's not where I want to live. That's not where I want to focus. I just want to focus on my food, and it's just exactly what I want. And she knows how important it is to me, because she'll be like, oh, I don't need groceries. And I know why she doesn't need groceries. And I'm not judging her at all, but she knows. It's like, I need to get to a store, because when you're eating fresh, you need to get to stores. I'm not, I don't want to stock up on a bunch of stuff that's non-perishable. I want the perishable stuff, because that's the stuff I love. So I do that. And then one last thing was about beat myself up. A lot of people say that. I'm not going to beat myself up, and I'm going to suggest that you beat yourself up. I hear that so much. I'm not going to beat myself up. Well, nobody's going to beat you up. Nobody's going to beat it. I can tell you what I think, but you're going to do what you do. And to me, saying I'm not going to beat myself up is an excuse that you're not doing what you want to do. I'm not saying that you failed, because I keep my eyes on my own, whether I'm a success or a failure. I know what that line is for me in all kinds of ways. The way I behave, the words I use, the food I eat, everything. It's just like, I consider all that stuff, and I want to just always try to be my best. But I feel like if, and when I say beat yourself up, I don't mean please sit there in shame like a loser. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying please be disappointed in yourself enough that you want to just do better for yourself, just for yourself, so you can get rid of all that stuff we just read, all that stuff that just has space in your brain, and those things come about. Oh, just this once. Oh, it won't matter. Oh, it's on plan, so I can have extra. All that stuff, all those stories. Like, to live without those stories, I'm telling you, is total freedom. And if y'all live in that life today because you follow this plan, you love it, you appreciate it, and you're past that struggle, you've already been through that, and you're not there anymore, and you just love this, I'm telling you, you hang on to that, because it's as precious as gold. It's gold. It's the gold in my life. So that's what I got on. Those are the ones that jumped out at me. So what about you, Nicole?
Yeah, well, there's a couple that really jump out at me, and the first one I'll talk about is just normal eaters eat this way. Because the whole rest of the world practically seems like, they don't eat this way, they eat their way, and so I think, like, one of the things that happened to me kind of in my epiphany moment, when I started this plan, is I'm not a normal eater. What I think of as a normal eater, which is someone who can eat whatever they want, but not in excess, and seems to have a normal sized body. I don't know about their health, but it seems like, the rest of the people who are, like, maybe in the restaurant or in my group, are eating normally, but I know, like I'm not a normal eater, or I would have never been that much overweight. So just realizing who I am and how I react to food for whatever reasons, and knowing that whatever normal is, it's not that I'm abnormal, but just classifying it as everyone else eats like this, why can't I? Well, I know I answer that question, why I can't. I can if I want to live that life that I had, right? So that one, and then I also had highlighted, I'm not going to beat myself up, because I used to say that too, like my whole dieting adult life. Well, I'll look for another plan, and that plan just didn't work for me, and really in actuality, I kind of just gave myself a pass. Like, the plan didn't work. It wasn't me, And then I realized now on this plan, because it's such a healthy, robust, beautiful food plan, that any kind of variance from it is me making an excuse about why I want to eat something that's unhealthy for me, or I would be refusing to do what I really want to do, which is not have this rule my life anymore. And so I like that one too. And I agree, like, beating yourself up isn't being mean to yourself and berating yourself. It's being really honest with yourself and saying, why would I want to do that? And then before you do it, unraveling that. And that's where the cycle of overeating really comes in handy, that chart we have, because in my mind, the fourth thing, so it starts with feelings are first, then the second part is memory, I might feel better. Third part is obsession, negotiations, the big lie. The fourth part is first bite, rationalize. And I think that's where the lies we tell ourselves comes right in, when you're trying to rationalize that first bite, of going off the plan. I think that's just where it feeds in. And so I think taking a pause, I had these in a plastic sleeve, the cycle of overeating and the lies I tell myself. I used to carry it with me, like the first 4 or 5 months, because I just wanted it ready in case some kind of crazy thoughts came into my head about why this is hard. And I think one of the key things too is, I wrote it down, I already screwed up, what's another day, or what have you. And that used to be my mode of operation too. Like, I think if you keep and many of us have done this our whole lives, like, you keep on a plan, and then you screw up, and then you think, okay, what's another day? What's another, finish this thing I'm about to eat. But the thing that happens is, then you get going again, you feel bad about it, it's disgusted enough that you get back on the plan. It isn't too long ago that you did that. And so then the next temptation comes in, at least it did for me. And I'd be like, well, I've only been being on the plan again for a couple of days. So, I would just lump things together, and then it would be like, now let me wait till Monday, let me wait till the first of the month, let me wait till January, when I can really get ready. Just lying to myself about what I really wanted, and instead of just wishing there was another way, and not realizing what a gift it is that there is a way, and that it's so wonderful and full of yummy goodness. So those are kind of my thoughts. And then the one I'm looking like into the future for that's on this list is I can handle it now. I've learned a lot. I don't ever, when I'm in maintenance, and I've been in maintenance for years, I don't want to think, well, now I can probably handle it, because I think I think it will be like a slide. I just imagine it will be like a slide for me if I were to do that. And I don't want to go down that slide, because I tell myself now, if I could handle it, I would have handled it a lot earlier in my life, and I wouldn't have gotten to the highest weight I got to, and so I don't want to test that theory. I don't ever want to tell myself that lie. I don't think I can handle it. I don't think I can handle eating willy-nilly fat and sugar and processed foods. I don't think I can. I think my history proved it. So those are the ones that jumped out to me. So I'm excited to hear, we've talked about this before, but it is something that I think, especially if you're struggling, or you have given up and recommitted and given up and recommitted, pulling the cycle of overeating out, and these lies can really just help you sit with yourself and look at it and be really honest. And some of them are funny, because we know we've told ourselves them that, like we've said these literal things. And then some we can imagine, saying, but it's just like getting really just down to honesty,
Yeah.
And at least recognizing if you start to say these things, you probably fib into yourself again, So, yeah. So that's what
and it's hard to see it as a lie when you're really trying to convince yourself, when you're really trying to make it okay. It's just so hard to see it as a lie until it's too late. And when it's too late, sometimes it's too late, because you don't always get a second shot at this, because you see people struggling to start, and it's like, that would just be me if I was hopping on and off. I would just be on the struggle bus that would just pull over once in a while, ready to take off again, and it's just too risky to me. And when you was talking about eating, I just, when you said, Nicole, like, I know I just can't eat willy-nilly all this sugar and chips and junk food and stuff. I can't even eat healthy food willy-nilly, because I'll overeat that too, because if I wasn't weighing and measuring, and I was putting things together, trust me, the vegetable portions would start to shrink, and the carb portions would start to grow, until I was having 14 Japanese white sweet potatoes at dinner, with a carrot. Oh, but it's on plan. It's, and it's just, I needed proportion just right. And that's how my body is not overdosing on carbs, and it's not, it's just, I believe it's, why I feel so good, because doesn't anybody that's doing this for any length of time, you feel damn good. It feels so good. Your body just feels good right from the inside out, It's like your body's like, thank you, It's about time. It's about time. I've been trying to keep up with this shit for years, trying to, you know what I've been trying to manage? And I'm going to break this down, and my liver's trying to figure out what to do. My poor liver, what a trooper. Oh my God, And, just all those organs in your body that everything has a job, and think about what you're doing when you're just piling on all that crap, No wonder why you don't feel good. Oh, I'm tired. Well, no wonder why I'm tired. So it's just interesting. Just very interesting. It's just very nice to be on the other side of it, and I want everybody to be on the other side of it, because it's just so good.
it's so funny you say that, because you're right about even the healthy food. And because like I usually make my dinner in a bowl, and Ron just mentioned to me the other night, you say a lot when you're eating, but when you get to the bottom of the bowl, you say it a lot. And you know why? Because I save a lot of the grain and like a few things left, that are like the bestest in the bowl.
I do that too.
Yeah. And he's like, it's just kind of weird, because as your dinner's almost gone, you're
Yep.
like,
Yep. When I'm finishing up my salad, the last like 5 or 6 bites are going to be hunks of chicken and hunks of Japanese white sweet potato. It's never the carrots and the cabbage at the and the lettuce. Always. Yeah. Aren't we funny? That why? Because funny. We're foodies. We're foodies. That's why.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is too why I have a really healthy respect for the limits, the ounces, and all of that. And I'm really, I'm really perfect on the ounces, because I just don't want to give myself an extra rice kernel and think, oh well. Right. But same with the fruit or the nut butters and things like that. Like I just say to myself, and I have from the beginning, if you can't handle it, it's going to be off the plan. So handle it if you can, because I want to be able to enjoy it in the amounts that that are on the plan, and really keep them in my life instead of banning them. But if you did have a problem with something, there's no harm in banning it for a while till you get your sea legs. But so
that's me with the avocado. Like I would eat like a whole avocado at lunch and a whole avocado at dinner as part of my veggie. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to get fat. I'm going to gain weight, because it's very, very fattening, even though it's very healthy. So I just said I'm going to have a half of an avocado a day. However I have that, I'm not going to have more than a half in a day. And once in a while, a day will go by that I won't have it at all, because one won't be ripe, or I ran out or something. So it's not like, but I have to say, I'm a bit disappointed when I don't have a half an avocado a day, because I really love those, But that's something that I don't want to say no avocado. So that's why, like you were just saying. So I just have my limit on it, and. And even like the dried fruit, I mean, it's like eating candy. And it's and I'll have it, but I don't want to be like saying I'm not going to eat anything except dates, when I can have all that variety of different fruits that I have, So I like to I basically keep the dates for when you don't have fresh. When I'm either out or I'm trying to like top off a serving that I ran out. If I have like less than 6 ounces of blueberries left, I'll do the math and figure out how much. So I use that to top off too. So, but you just notice and it's about being honest too. About being honest with yourself, like with the rice cakes. I let those go for a while, and I did bring them back in, and I've just committed to 1 package a month. Because I was just picking those a lot, because they're crunchy, they're like eating potato chips or popcorn, and I'm not saying that anybody that's having them every day that's wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But for me, I was kind of looking to up my protein, and I knew I could get that in quinoa, and I'm like, why am I not picking the quinoa? Why am I always picking the rice cakes? So just having this boundary helps me pick quinoa more. So I'm picking that, because that's probably the highest protein grain there is. So that was just part of my goals with like working out and stuff. So so you just like Nicole said, you just got to be honest with yourself. It's about being honest with yourself, not telling you those lies. Oh, this is fine, I won't eat as many this month. Then I do. I have to have it in black and white. That's how it works from this foodie, If I want what I have today, which is, I get to live in a normal sized body, and I get to feel really good. I don't want to give that up. So it's no avocado or rice cake is worth it, Okay.
Well, let's start with Connie.
Hi, Connie.
Hi. One of the things that stood out to me is cost. And of course, we don't know anybody else's financial situation, but one thing that I've learned already on this group, and thank you very much to Pam, who I see is not able to be with us tonight, but Pam has shared a lot of information about how to follow this plan and eat healthy on a tight budget. And I would just recommend to anybody new to look for those videos on Lulu's YouTube, because tons of good information, no matter what your financial situation is. But that was one. The other one that stuck out is I paid for the buffet, but I paid for the buffet. This is for a different reason, but it was good learning that can be translated into this situation. 18 years ago, I had gastric bypass surgery. And 3 weeks after I had my surgery, there was a retirement buffet for a teacher that I'd worked with for years. And we were going to this fancy schmancy restaurant called the Lakewood Inn restaurant. And this was 18 years ago. It was $25 to go to this party. And that was a lot more than today. That's like lunch at McDonald's. But, at the time it was like, $25 to go to this thing. And I didn't have to make a choice, because there was no way I was eating anything on that buffet, because I couldn't if I wanted to. So I paid $25 for a buffet, went to the restaurant with a 4-ounce cup of sugar-free, fat-free yogurt. And that's what I ate while everybody else had the buffet. And guess what? I survived, and I'm still here to tell the tale. And when somebody in the restaurant asked, I said, medical. Nobody said anything else. And it was like, I paid my $25 for the buffet, and I wanted to be there at that party. So, I've already learned how to do that. I will say, though, that my closest friend, who was my biggest buffet buddy, still to this day can't stand the fact that I still don't go to buffets, because I just can't eat enough to make it worth my money. Not that I would want to on the plan, but prior to the plan, I couldn't eat like we used to eat together. And you learn and you adjust. And like I said, I survived paying for a buffet and not eating the buffet. So, and I've paid for many restaurant meals between then and now that I was only able to eat about a third of. The bonus was I got, lots of leftovers, but it's not the kind of food we eat on the plan. So, but it's just, you can do those things. I think that's my point. No matter how hard you think something is, if your why is solid and you're determined, you can do it.
Yes.
So
well put. If your why is solid, you'll pay $25 and not eat a thing. If your why is really solid. Yeah. Good. Good. And and as far as like budgeting goes, like I'm not saying, like when I said, get a $30 steak, it's 4 meals. Get an $8 steak or a $10 steak, and it's 4 meals, right? So it's like, just shop within your budget, shop what's on sale. Well, Pam, like you said, nobody got it covered like Pam. There's two videos. If you put in YouTube and you in the search bar you type in Lulu's Way and the word budget, both of those videos will show up, because they're the only videos that have the word budget in the title. Yeah. So I suggest
I just wanted to make sure to flag those for new listeners, because if you are, especially because it almost doesn't matter what your financial situation is these days, groceries are through the roof.
Right.
So if there's a way to help that along, great ideas on Pam's videos.
Yeah, so. Absolutely. I'll put the links to both of those videos in the description of this video. People can just go in and click on them, because they're very good information on. And she also cuts corners in other areas of her life to make more money for food.
Yeah.
Because her food is that important, and she's lost 140 something pounds, and she doesn't even weigh 140 anymore. She's lost more than double her weight, and she is like a brand new person. She was on the book study club the other night meeting that we have on, just like this one, but it's on Tuesday nights. So we study spiritual literature, if anybody is interested in joining that. But she was, at the end, we danced like we do here. So we were dancing, and I looked at her. I was like, she's so little. She looks so little with her little pink dress on. And I was just like,
she looks amazing. I didn't
was
see
like,
her there, but just on these videos, she's been
yeah.
amazing.
Because I mean, I don't really see her body much, right? Because we just see each other's head and shoulders. But I just happened to catch her in her square, and I was just like, look at her. She's like a little peanut, you know. And she's just in heaven. She's in heaven with just a whole new life on a budget. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Connie. Yep. Thank you for.
Yep. That's all I had for sharing.
Yep.
Thank you, Connie. That was a great share.
Yeah.
Next we have Helen.
Hey, Helen.
Hey, hi, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I really like this subject. It's a good reminder, I think, all the time.
Yeah.
So I actually started my list again and put in the back of my journals why I overeat. And I think for me, it was, of course, I emotionally ate some. I ate for boredom, but I ate a lot for physical ailments. I have a headache. Maybe some caffeine, like a Coca-Cola, will help. Or I used to drink a ton of Coca-Cola every day at work. Low blood sugar, headaches, boredom, nausea. Oh, let's fill that tummy up. You know, some crackers. And good stuff.
I was just going to say crackers.
Crackers. And a lot of emotional eating, but that kind of tied in with the boredom as well. And so from these meetings, though, the nuggets of wisdom, I wrote those down too. So this is always going to be here and not just in my head.
Yeah.
It's not my food. And I think that a lot when I walk past, a restaurant and I'll see something that's not my food, or it's cat food. I love that one. And I don't versus I can't. How we phrase things in our mind, I think, is so powerful. And the lessons and the little tips of wisdom that just kind of stick. But just the phraseology, I think, can make a big difference. And no one ever died of hunger between lunch and dinner. Every once in a while, I'll get that little gnawing about 3 o'clock, and I'll have either some hot lemon water or tea or something, and I'm fine. I'm not probably even hungry.
Yeah.
I need to get up and move and do something. But, and I eat for health. So, and honestly, those feelings, those physical discomforts, I rarely have them anymore on this plant. Right. Because what I eat is so much more balanced and appropriate. And it's like, they kind of like all went away anyway. But, and also the other thing I was going to add is today I read this little 2-line thing and I chose to make it all about food. And it just says, let the path become where I choose to walk and not otherwise established. I choose this plan and not what anyone else has. Okay, I don't care what anyone else does.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like for them all to have what I have and feel like I feel. But let the path become where I choose to walk for myself.
Right.
So I thought that was really good. And that's what I have.
Very good. Thanks, Helen. Very good.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. We can't choose anybody else's path. And it's like, I'm not like on a crusade to change people. That's why this is changing people, because it wasn't really my crusade. It was just keep being a demonstration and just do what you do and be who you are. And people get curious about it after they call you crazy. But, call me crazy. That's okay. I've been called worse.
Thank you, Helen. That was good. Yeah, I was just thinking how sometimes people who haven't seen you in a while when you've lost weight are like, oh, what are you doing? I want to know what that is. And then you tell them and they're like, oh, and it's like, that's okay. Like, it's not for everybody, but it's definitely, Lulu, you're just to so many of us, you're just the example, and like you're the proof. Like it's been working for well over a decade. So but and
look at, and then now, and so many of you are now an example too, not just for here in this area, but in your own personal lives. People that are watching you, just stand strong in your choices and just be strong in it and just say, wow, she really means it, you know. No more
Yeah, it
wishy-washy.
just helps it be doable. Like when
Yeah.
you see someone else has done it, is doing it,
Yeah.
it helps you realize you too can do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's in your realm. So
Yeah.
yeah, thanks, Helen. I like that quote, and you should type that in the chat and I'll copy it and save it. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, Helen.
Next we have Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be a part of this group. Lulu and Nicole, I'm sure you probably know I'm fairly new to the group. I was not here on Thursday the 25th because I had hand surgery for carpal tunnel. And talking about the one thing that you read on the list was, you were talking about feeling different or people, thinking you're weird. So I told my husband, I said, when I'm coming out of surgery, I know what they're going to want to give me because, they want to give you some food when you come out of surgery. And I thought it's probably going to be a sugary granola bar, or it's going to be those salty white saltine crackers. And I'm sure it's going to be probably like a can of pop, like ginger ale or something. And I told my husband, I said, I'm going to take a bottle of water and I'm going to take my own snack. I don't want their food. So I didn't know how it was going to go. Like, I didn't know if anybody was going to question, what I was doing. But, it's like Lulu, like you say all the time, we think people are going to react sometimes. And a lot of times they couldn't care less.
Yep.
Yeah. So the nurse, she came, she brought my ginger ale and poured it over a glass of ice. And she brought a whole handful of saltine crackers and she walked away. So I'm telling my husband, Carlos, get my bag out, give me my water, give me my own snack, because that's what I want. So I had to share that. And then the other thing I wanted to share is that when you guys were sharing about your weight loss, so Nicole, I don't even know if I'm on your list because I am so new, but I am on week number 48 of maintenance. And when I did my weight check, I had lost a pound, which is fine. That's no big deal. And so I'm very close to the 1 year mark. Now, I did come in from a different program, but Lulu, the program that I am coming in from pretty much paralleled, what you guys do. It's very, very similar. And I do my weighing and measuring and all that stuff too. So yeah, I just wanted to share those two things and just how grateful I am to be a part of this meeting, a part of this group. I appreciate you all so much.
Good. Thank you, Cynthia. I hope your surgery was successful. And
it went well.
Good.
It went well, and I'm on my way to healing, and it's coming along. Thank you for asking.
Good. And like people, like a nurse like that would see like no, I'm not going to eat those crackers. I have something else. They probably like admire you, opposed to thinking you're weird. You know what I mean? I just feel like all it is just somebody taking good care of themselves. How can that be?
Right.
How can that be offensive? Because I worried so much about it too at first. Worried about it.
Yeah.
And that's another lie, that people really care about what I'm eating. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
That's right.
Yeah. Good. Thanks so much, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cynthia. Next we have Candace.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Candace.
Yes. I just wanted to throw in, I think it was Connie talking about paying for buffets and then not eating them. I've discovered that I still go, even though I'm retired, I still keep my licenses. So I have to take the professional development units. And they're usually conferences, and there's a one-day conference coming up that if I went, they would have, breakfast,
they would have snacks, lunch, and then another snack in the afternoon. It would all be Costco food. It would be meats and sandwiches. It would be yogurt. It was not plain. It would be sugared yogurt and muffins in the morning. And so I've discovered that online, I look to see if any of the classes or conferences are online, and this one is. The price is about a third of what it is to attend in person. I'm not trying to meet new people or, make myself look, all the little kibitzing that goes on at conferences. I don't care about that anymore. But I just found it's a great way not to have to pay for the food, not eat the food, watch from home, get the credit hours, pay a lot less money, and still be able to eat my food without having to stress over it. So just a hint, if any of the rest of you are able to do that, that's a good way to do it.
What a good plan that is. Great, Candace. You can just weigh and measure your own meals while you're attending the classes online. There you go. Perfect.
Mm-hmm. It's always that thinking ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That is impressive, yeah. Cynthia, about thinking ahead to the hospital snack after your surgery, and that too, like just thinking ahead. So way to go. Next we have Barbara.
Hey, Barbara.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm so glad that you did this topic tonight. The last time you did it, I remember I wasn't part of the group. At that point, I was just listening to the recordings every week. And I remember replaying that one multiple times. I mean, I listened to that over and over, but it's so great to actually be a part of the group now and hear it fresh as part of the group for the first time, because as soon as you started reading down the list, two things jumped out at me and I wrote them down. One was, I can only get this food item at this time of year, and I haven't had it in a long time. Those two. And I realized, like, when that trip that I talked about at our last meeting, when I was saying how hard it was for me because there were certain foods at certain places, these are the two lies right there. That's what I was struggling with, that, these certain things I can only get when we go to South Carolina or whatever, and we only go a couple times a year. So it just made it so clear tonight to hear that. And Connie, what she said really made sense to me when she said tonight, if your why is really solid, because thank God, and I don't credit really myself, but thank God my why was solid, because I really did struggle on that. And it was these two lies that were playing around with my head. And because my why is so solid, my why is, of course, you all know the health issues that I'm battling. And that is so solid that I was able to avoid that pitfall of, these lies in that trip. I can only have this when I'm in South Carolina. I can't ever get this. Well, I can't have it, period. And I guess being down there for the first time since I started on plan made me realize that this isn't something that's going to be temporary. And I guess that was part of the struggle too, is that I realized when I was down there that this is for the rest of my life. And I guess it never had really hit me before in that way. When I realized, hey, this isn't something you're just going to do until you're feeling better, and then you're going to play around and take a chance and having some of these issues crop back up that you have managed to miraculously, escape and get rid of and overcome. You are not going to do that to yourself. So my why was solid, but I guess tonight, I think what I want to say to everybody that maybe is new or struggling, don't wait for your why to be what mine is. Don't wait until you have so many health issues that, your life is depending on this plan. I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm so grateful I'm here. I'm so grateful I'm here and I feel so good. But wow, Lulu, if you had been around 10 years ago with these videos, maybe I wouldn't be where I am right now. You know, maybe. So I'm just saying to anybody that's struggling, you know, think about that. Think about, and Lulu says to me, where would I be in 10 years? And that's what I tell myself now. Well, I might have not had this 10 years ago, but I have it now. And I'm going to have it 10 years from now. There's no doubt in my mind. This is part of who I am now. This is my life. And I'm just so grateful for it. It almost brings me to tears when I think about how much it's changed my life already, and how much I value, you know, this learning how to eat, finally learning how to eat in a healthy way that is helping me overcome so many things. And they're not all gone, but, you know, and there may be a few things that, you know, food can overcome. But again, I know that I'm much healthier with this plan. I feel so much better. I have so much energy. My son just made settlement on his house. And excuse my appearance tonight because I look like a hot mess. But I've been running. He made settlement yesterday, and I've been running back and forth because he moved really close to me. Thank God. He's been over 6 hours away for years, and I've missed him tremendously. And I really, with the health issues that my husband is having, we really needed him closer to home to be here. So he's here, but I'm a hot mess tonight. I almost didn't make it in time. It was like 6:03, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 6:03. I can't miss. You know, I've got to be there tonight. And I said, I'm not even going to put on any makeup or anything, brush my hair. I'm just putting on the Zoom, and that's it. So, but that tonight I needed to be here tonight. I needed to be live and hear this, you know, the lies we tell ourselves thing. I really needed it tonight because it made me realize what happened, you know, when I went away, and seeing it now, I know I won't struggle the next time. You know, the next time I go there, there won't be any struggle.
Right. Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Good stuff, Barb, and you look gorgeous. You know, something that you said when you were talking about, like, I know this is for the rest of my life, and for some people that can really sound like a life sentence, you know, like, you know, to think that you're never going to have something ever again. And people really struggle with that. But I say it sounds like a life sentence, but it's an opportunity of a lifetime. It really is. It's an opportunity, you know. And, you know, you just plan on it. Just plan on it. And you know, your why is about health. You didn't have the weight struggle. Most of us, our why is about weight, you know. But that's also a health issue, you know. Being excessively overweight is a health issue. Although, if we're not experiencing literal health issues, then we're just looking at it as a vanity thing, and that can always be put on the back burner. Oh, like, so what? You know, so what? But I just got sick and tired of it. I got sick and tired of the battle, just the battle, you know. So you're battling health issues. You're battling, you know, body image issues. You're battling all these bombarded with lies you're telling yourself all day long. It's just to me, that's an awful way to live. Not eating like this for the rest of my life. That's not an awful way to live. What I was doing before was really not sustainable, and to also have a happy life too, you know. So doesn't it just feel good to take good care of yourself, Barbara?
Yes, it really does feel good. And there's just so many rewards and benefits, you know, besides the health things. I mean, just day to day, how you feel. It's just so much better. And being here to talk with everybody, that to me, I just feel it's invaluable to just see everybody's face. You know, it's not even, you don't even have to speak. Just looking at the Zoom screen and seeing everybody here gives me, I don't know, it's such a good sense of belonging. And you know, so often when I do things, my life has changed a lot lately, and in the last 5 years, and I guess I kind of felt a little bit of an outsider, and but I don't feel that way with this group. You know, I feel like I'm right where I need to be, and I feel like everybody is so wonderful, and you know, so caring, and I've never met a better group of ladies. I mean, really, it's just, I think everybody here is amazing.
I think so too. Yeah. And you know, like we're here to, you know, cheer on other people and to be cheered on, you know, and it just, and you get all of that right here, and it just feels good. Feels good to be here. You know, I love coming.
Yeah, I always, when I get over here, I'm always smiling. I go in the other room, and my husband's like, he looks at me, and my face is lit up, and you know, he just knows. Like, this is just feeding my soul.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
And you know, and following this plan and weighing and measuring things and just having everything and just having the food in order, just your life just feels in order. Just, you know, that whole scattered thing. Like when everything is scattered, when the food is scattered, like everything just seems scattered. And it just seemed like I was trying to get order in my life with everything other than food. And it was just never gonna work, you know? And it just seems like when you get order with the food and you just, everything's in its place and there's just no more of that crazy thinking. Everything else just little by little gets in order. Yeah. Yeah. Feels good. Good, Barb. Thank you.
Thank you.
When you're talking, Barbara, I thought of the joy that comes from serving yourself well, and you can just feel that coming out of you.
Oh yeah,
too. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you. Next we have Kathleen.
Hey, Kathleen. How's my friend?
Hi, everybody. Good to hear everybody. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah, good topic tonight. I just had a comment for Gail talking about going with your family there to the restaurant, because I just had an experience last weekend. We had family coming in from out of town, and they wanted us to go out, you know, meet at a restaurant because we were going to meet like halfway. And so my husband picked the restaurant and let me know what it was. And then I told him that I would be bringing my own food. And this is our daughter-in-law and son-in-law, who I've brought my own food when we get together before. And also a friend of ours was joining us, who we've gone over their house before, and I've just brought my own food, and they've gotten accustomed to it. A lot of times they do Italian. So it was going to be a table of 6 of us, and I was going to be bringing my own food. And so I emailed the restaurant ahead of time, and this is what I said. Hi, I will be joining my family for lunch tomorrow at your restaurant. Your food looks fabulous. However, I have multiple food intolerances, especially gluten. Would you allow me to bring in a sealed container of my own food meal to enjoy along with my family that will be ordering off your menu? Thank you for your consideration. And I got a reply back in 5 minutes. And the reply was, hi, Kathleen. Yes, that would be fine. We do also offer a gluten-free pasta as well as a gluten-free pizza crust if you would like to try something. We're very sensitive to food allergies. What time will you be coming into the restaurant so that I may inform the staff? And so I thought that was really nice. And I was really happy to have my own food, and I had a nice little cooler. Oh, and I wanted to add, okay, I found a new Rubbermaid Brilliant size.
A new size?
What? Yes. Oh, I should have.
Talk to me, Kathleen. Talk to me.
You won't believe it. It holds 4.7 cups, and it looks like the middle one, like in the size, but it's deep, so you can get a big salad in there without taking up so much space at the table. Because what I had been doing, like if we were going to go to a restaurant or something like that, and this is what I did Saturday, I packed it in 2 smaller ones. And I just take one out and eat that, and then like when nobody's looking, I take the next one out and put that one back in my cooler. It looks like I'm eating the same salad.
Boy, it's taken her a long time to eat that salad.
The never-ending salad. It just keeps coming.
But it just felt, and some people here have said too, like when you bring out that big salad, like people kind of think, oh, is this for the table?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so there's no question. It's just in front of me. So anyway, look for that new Brilliance one. I just bought 2 because I'm going, Connie was talking about a conference. I'm going to a conference next week and I plan on bringing that. So anyway, it was really nice. So we got to the restaurant and everyone's sitting around there ordering wine and all that. And there was a moment when, the little chatter kind of quieted down and nobody had ordered yet. And I just let the table know. I said, I just want you all to know that I did bring my own food today, but I emailed ahead of time. They were very agreeable to it. So they wouldn't be like, oh God, here she goes again. And like, this is so embarrassing, it's against the law or something, So everyone went, oh yeah, okay, because I do it all the time.
Yeah.
But this couple that was with us, our friends, I remember on here talking about the first time we went to their house and they were going to be making pizza. And I was going to be not eating there and how I was going to do it. Like I remember talking about it. It's been almost 2 years now,
I remember
probably.
it too.
And now here it's like, so it's just so nice that it just gets so easy and to hear people how you talk about it. And so everyone had a great meal. They enjoyed it. I enjoyed mine. And then I did bring, I brought some tea and I brought something else because I knew it was going to be, the day would probably go on. And so we ended up going to a brewery and it was 5:00 and I had some things ready, prepared in my cooler still. So I just a hint that the day may go longer if you're with a group like that where they're going to, go to the next spot, have your dinner. And that worked out really well. And boy, I got in the car to go home and I said, I am so happy that I know how to take care of myself. Like years ago, I would have drank too much. I would have had a stomach ache because I would have been eating too much. And anyway, it was really, really nice. And just to wake up the next morning and know I took care of myself that day and I spoke up and it went really well. So, I hope that Gail has a similar experience when she goes traveling and maybe use some of these ideas for whatever works best for you. And I did want to just let everybody know that I can now eat a 16-ounce salad and digest it. Okay.
You can?
I can.
Oh, wow.
I've been working out. When people say, how do you eat all this food around and how you can eat a salad? It's taken me about 2 years. And I really was sticking with 12 ounces for a long time. Yeah. But I can eat a whole salad now. And it digests just fine. I have no problem. Good. So a lot of healing has taken place. Yeah. I'm also able to eat beans now, but I soak them twice. Anybody who's starting on the plan and thinks they can't eat beans, try soaking them a couple of times and just keep doing what's working for you. And just a lot of healing has taken place. So those were my little things I had to add for today. And I'm going to go get that other container. I'll put it on the screen.
Okay, good.
I won't say anything else, though. Okay.
So, Kathleen, I've taken meals into restaurants, too, before, and sometimes they have trouble with it. So it's really good that you asked, and they said, and they tell me that it's a Board of Health issue.
Right.
Bringing food outside of the restaurant into a restaurant. So I just... if that's the case, I just won't eat it. And I'll sit there and I'll have a cup of tea or something and then I'll eat it when I leave.
I remember you saying that. That was one of my thoughts, was to have that, to write the email, because I remember you saying that again. Yeah. And the other thing was, it was nice having an email, because if something did come up and someone came over and asked me about it, I could say, oh, I'm sorry. I was under the impression, because I received an email that said it was okay. Do you want to, check? Did I receive the wrong information? Or, just something like that.
Yeah. And, they're, as long as it's people aren't a stickler about the broader health issue, what does it really matter if there's a whole pile of people ordering, I
know, there was, and that was the other thing I didn't want. That's why I added the whole family's going to be ordering off the menu. It's not like I'm, we're bringing in our salads.
Everyone's bringing their own meal.
$9 for yours, you know.
Is it okay if we all bring our own meal to your restaurant? You wouldn't have trouble with that, would you? We just want to use your table and your heat and your nice fireplace, and we want your wait staff to bring us some water and refresh our water.
Yeah. It was fun.
But yeah, you take care of yourself, you know. And so you took lunch and dinner with you just in case you didn't get back. Smart.
Yeah, I had
smart
two little
woman.
coolers in the car. Like I didn't.
Very smart. That unknown, you got to be prepared for that unknown. You got to.
Yeah, but having the two little coolers works out really good because you're not carrying in your big backpack for the day, you know? It's just like my little cooler just sat on the table.
Yeah.
And then when I got in the car, we went to the next place.
Yeah.
Actually, once I saw that we were going to be staying there for a while, I said, I'm going to go back to the car for a minute. And then I just went and got my cooler. I had my tea and I was so comfortable. I had a nice day.
So good. I love it,
Thanks.
Kathleen. Love it.
Thanks for teaching us.
Yay.
Thank you, Kathleen. That's just the bestest.
Yeah, that's the bestest.
Next, we have Gail.
Hi, Gail.
I just wanted to let you know that, this is my third week to be back on the plan. And the time before when I was on it, I didn't come in here to the Zoom very often, but I made the decision that I'm going to continue to come because I think that's one of the things I needed was the encouragement. And so thank you all for encouraging me. I've had some great breakthroughs in the last week and a half. I had a brunch at my church, and it was a ladies' brunch, and so I just went in, and in the morning, at 8 o'clock, I had my breakfast that I normally would eat on the plan. And by 10 o'clock, it's not time for me to eat when the brunch is going to be. Yeah. So I didn't even take any of my food with me because I'd already eaten. And I get to the place and they've got muffins all on the tables and fruit and all this. And I didn't even desire those. I don't know why I didn't desire them. It's just, I had more fun just sitting and talking with friends and catching up. Met a new lady, just wonderful lady. And it was more interesting to go in and spend the time talking with people than eating their muffins. And they didn't care. Nobody asked me, aren't you going to have a muffin? I was just, I didn't say anything. I just enjoyed myself. So then this has been planned before I got back on the plan. My granddaughter, Paige, she's been in Kansas City for 5 years going to art school, and she graduated last year and stayed up there for a year, and she took some more of their classes on how to teach people English in a foreign country. And so she's been hired by a private school in Gwangju, and she's going to be leaving. We just got the information yesterday that her visa did go through, and they're going to be sending her passport back to her. As soon as she gets that back from them, then she'll be able to leave because she's already been hired. They already have a home for her, everything. It's just we've been waiting on that. So her sister, her name is Brooke, and she's my youngest grandchild, and she's turning 21 on the 20th of this month. And so we're not even sure that Paige is going to be here for it. She may be gone before then. And so Paige wanted to give her a surprise party for her birthday because she's never had a surprise party. So we've been planning the surprise party, and we made it to the premise that we were having a goodbye party for Paige to leave to go to Korea. So Brooke had no clue. She came in and she was all surprised. The whole family was here. It was just wonderful. And so Paige came and helped me the day before because Brooke loves gumbo, and my husband was Cajun. I had written this on the website on Facebook and told you a little bit about it. But it was just amazing because I set food aside for myself. I didn't even taste the gumbo because I taught Paige how to make it, and I made her taste it so that I wouldn't even taste it, you know.
Good.
And the thing was, I have a fire pit in my backyard, and she was like, let's go in and have s'mores. And so we got all the stuff for s'mores, and I'm old, so I've had a lot of jobs throughout my years. And one thing that I used to be was a cake decorator. And so I love to make beautiful cakes for family occasions. And so I went to a bakery and had them bake it because time-wise I didn't have time and I didn't want to mess with doing all that. So I didn't even have any of the cake. I didn't even want any of the cake. And the thing that turned around on everything was we had Paige had all these things planned, you know, games and all kinds of stuff. And it ended up everybody just wanted to sit around and talk. And so they finished off everything, and they didn't even want to go in and do s'mores. So I sent everything home that was leftovers and sent it all with Brooke so that she would have it and get it out of the house. And I kept thinking, you know, I can do this. I'm going to serve myself well. I don't need to serve myself well by having s'mores or cake or gumbo or any of that. And somebody said, aren't you going to eat gumbo? And I said, no, I have my own food right here. I don't need that. I'm not eating that way. And that was it. Nobody said anything more about it. Nothing. They never, you know, they didn't sit around and go, oh, I can't believe she's not eating cake. You know, nobody did that. And so all the things that go through in our minds of, oh, they're going to say this. Yeah. And so that's when I was thinking about that while y'all were talking. And my daughter probably will care less when we go out to eat because she didn't say anything the other day when I didn't have cake. And so it's just the steps forward, one step at a time. I'm at that place right now. I don't know if you have to continue to do that throughout the whole journey of the weight loss, but right now it's one step at a time with me. But it helps to have the Zoom. It helps to have the specifics on the food plan. And I have to tell you, I did find something that I just love, and I have never had it before until yesterday. Japanese sweet potatoes. Now, I tried to get some at Sprouts here in my city, but they didn't have any. They had a sweet potato, and they called it a Japanese sweet potato, and I got it a couple years ago and tried it, and it wasn't a kind of, what is it, kind of a purpley skin? Okay, it didn't have that. It was like a brown skin, but it was white inside. But it didn't even taste as good as a regular sweet potato. So I was in at Whole Foods this last week, and they had the real ones that you get with the purple skin and the white. So I bought one thinking, okay, I'll try it. Man, I wish I would have loaded up. Because I live north of Tulsa, and I have to drive.
Well, the next time you go, buy a pile of them, because wherever I go, I don't even need them, and I buy them because I keep a stash. Because I'm not going to see a Whole Foods for another few weeks, but I have enough sweet potatoes to get me by.
Well, Paige has been coming over and staying with me and doing things with me because she's been away from me so long, and she's going to be gone. And so she's been coming over every day. And so we've been making salads and, everything. And yesterday we had the sweet potatoes. And she was like, "This is the most delicious thing." Yeah. She loved it too. So
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I had to share my one sweet potato with her.
Oh no! Well, it sounds like you had a very successful party. It sounds like everybody had a good time and everybody had good food, and your why is stronger than the food. It's more powerful than the food right now. Just like Barbara was talking about her why. It's just keep it solid, Gail.
I just didn't want it even.
Good.
It's just, and it was so exciting to have that happen.
Yeah.
And so, thank you all for everything.
Yay, Gail. Yay, Gail. Okay, thanks everybody for a really great meeting. It was just wonderful to hear from all of you.
Next week we'll delve into traveling, so come with your travel questions and experiences and successes, and we'll dive deep.
And also, if anybody has an idea for a topic that is not on our rotation, and you'd like to suggest it, just write to either Nicole or I. If this, because we think that this rotation list of topics is pretty thorough and complete and covers just about anything. But if there's something on your mind that you'd like to have as a topic for a meeting, let us know and we'll talk about it. Okay?